ても画面見れないんだって分かって
練習の時しか使わないことにした、
そう
結局。
そう、俺もそう、全くそれ。そう、すぐ近くで見れるのはいいんだけ
Hey,
ど、
hello everyone, I'm Patrick. I'm going to be commentating for the English restream of the RTA In Japan run of Dragon Quest III, my friends. This is going to be an 80% ace or arbitrary code execution run. It's going to be pretty fascinating. There's going to be a whole lot to talk about, so try to get through as much of it as we can. But let's see, you're seeing some strange stuff down there on the screen already, so be prepared for a lot more of that as we go through. So, yeah, just to start, this is arbitrary code execution, which means that the runners are going to be changing up the program to get to the ending as quickly as they can. This is just to cure any confusion, Dragon Quest III and Dragon Warrior III are the same game. Those of you who who've been playing games for a while, as I have, may be more familiar with the Dragon Warrior name. There was a trademark issue in the U.S. Enix could not use the Dragon Warrior name for all the way up to Dragon Quest VIII. So there was that. But Dragon Quest III, Dragon Warrior III are the same game, and that is mostly what we will be seeing here today. Also, speaking of having seen things, those of you who watched last year's RTA in Japan Winter may recall various shenanigans with hot plates. Fortunately, the hot plates are not to be seen this year because the runners have found better ways to accomplish this. These tricks that they're going to do, which I personally think is good because Famicoms don't grow on trees anymore, and we like to preserve our old consoles as best we can. So, it looks like we should be getting underway soon, but again, since things are going to move very quickly, once the run gets started, I'm going to start explaining what you're going to be seeing in a moment. So the big thing that made this run possible is the discovery of a glitch in the save RAM. There's a glitch with the Dragon Quest III, and in fact a lot of early carts that can corrupt save RAM when you turn off the power. If you've played early NES, in fact most NES games have battery backup, you'll remember there's always a message saying make sure you hold in reset before you turn the power off. The reason is because there is in fact, and you will see it used in this run, there is in fact a glitch which can destroy your save RAM if you don't hold in the reset button. It turns out that these runners have found a way to use that in a predictable way to make the game do some pretty bizarre stuff. But the very first thing you're going to be seeing when they get started is they're going to set up for that glitch. So let's see. It sounds like they are still getting set up. You can see up in the upper left corner some of the crazy setups that the runners have for this run. They may not be using hot plates, but there's a lot of a lot of other things that they will have to be doing physically with their consoles in order to make the run work, and so setting up to make sure that goes as smoothly as possible. So some quick explanations going on from the Japanese side, which I will mention here as well. The timer. Some of you have seen. In fact, I imagine some of the runs in this marathon as well have followed the traditional Japanese timing rules from power on to the end. This particular run, they actually start from creating the new file, as we often do in the Western community, and end when the message for defeating the final boss shows up. There's a reason for this very specific timing, and that's because that is what showing that particular message is the goal of this run. And the shorthand category description, any percent arbitrary code execution, but the official one is the anything goes category. And anything goes includes arbitrary code execution, includes cartridge swapping. It's an official part of the definition, and you will actually be seeing that in a moment. Includes this on-off power on-off glitch. It includes literally anything goes. It used to include, well, probably still includes hot plates, but fortunately nobody does that anymore.
ライデインですね。いつ飛び出すのか注目です。
So, looking down there at the bottom right corner, that looks like somebody has wired themselves up a custom power switch. Can't tell if that is in fact a power switch. They've got that is a very fancy setup right there. You can tell the lengths to which these runners have gone. That's looks like that's Hitchi's console down in the or console setup down in the lower right corner. Let's really go into plumbing the depths to find every last millisecond they can get out of this run. The other thing I'll mention, by the way, is that I believe, I'm not sure if all of these runners will be doing it, but a common console to use for this run is a clone console that was produced in Japan. In the Famicom era in Japan, there were a lot of clone NES, clone Famicom consoles created, and some of them, these all, obviously made not within Nintendo's direction. They have different timing, different behavior at the very detailed hardware level, and on some of those, it is easier to make use to activate this glitch than on others. And there's one particular console which is very good, but the side effect is that this particular console does not play sounds very well. So when the run starts up here, if you're familiar with the Dragon Quest III music, you may hear something that's not quite what you're familiar with. But we bear it for the purpose of going fast. So it sounds like we're getting ready to start here.
今回は、ホットブレードはお守り代わりに台代わりに使っているだけなんで、全く活かしてないです。電撃ボタンとファミリーベーシックで何か怪しいことをやってるっていうのだけを純粋にね、頭空っぽにして楽しんでいただければなと思ってます。よろしくお願いします。頑張ります。
So yeah, just a quick note from from Hitchi there. Keep an eye on his. There's going to be a lot going on the game screens as well, but keep an eye on that lower right console setup, and you can get an idea of all of the shenanigans that we'll be going through to do this run. Up there in the upper right, in fact, you can also see on Bakuzero's screen the various other cartridges that will be swapped in and out during the run. So it is a very busy run for the runner as well. You don't just sit in the chair and mash buttons. You actually have to interact with the console.
こうタイムを縮めるためにこの部分だけちょっと見てくれれば。
なるほど。
いや多分他のところももっと大事なところあると思うんですけど、この辺を見てくれれば。
This on the Purohiko's side, we have that looks like a stacked set of cartridges. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing over there, but maybe a quicker way to swap cartridges. Yeah.
なんと1週間前の12月23日でした。超最新型です。
まだどこでも披露されてないってことですもんね。初披露。ど
うなるか私にも正直わかりません。わ
かりました。
Yeah.
さあということで間もなく始まるんですけども、これ本当にですね。一瞬で終わってしまう可能性がありますので、
it sounds like they are geting ready to start now. This is they are going into a lot of detail about how this about the various ways that they have modified these systems and set these up to try and get this this very quickly. There are definitely debates about, is this still a Dragon Quest III speedrun anymore? It is definitely a debate that has been had within the community, but of course this glitch fundamentally does not happen on the English cart, on Dragon Warrior 3 NES cart, and so it's kind of, for the English community, it is a bit of a moot point. We just watch the crazy stuff that these Japanese runners do and enjoy the show. So 3, 2, 1, start. So yes, this, as the Japanese commentator is just saying, this may end really quickly. So we're going to see the runners starting going through the initial the initial screens there. This is probably the looks like Pyro had to do a quick restart there, but Hishi and Bakuzero are both into the initial castle sequence. This is probably the only. Okay, straight. Yeah, I can't even follow what's going on here to me. So Pyro apparently has already finished. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I see what's happening. This is okay. Yeah. So remember I was saying anything goes. Yeah. Now I understand what's going on. When the Japanese commentator was pointing, or I think it was possibly Pyrohiko there was pointing out this is the first time he's ever shown. Yes, Pyrohiko actually went in, created some hardware that allows him to manually rewrite the game's data as it's running. So he completely skipped all of the things that I was just saying were going to happen. I just went in and down in the lower right with Hichi, it looks like Hichi is trying to do a similar thing, whereas in the upper right, Bakuzero is following what I was talking about earlier. So let's look at Bakuzero's screen for a minute in the upper right, because this is the route that I was mentioning before. So Bakuzero went up to the king, did the initial sequence, came back down, saved the game. And then, as soon as that press reset screen showed up, he did not press reset, took out the cart, replaced it with Dr. Mario. Did some stuff in Dr. Mario to set up, you see these crazy experience numbers showing up on the screen there, and also the broken names. So what happens with this save glitch is that the game is confused into thinking that you've just restarted. When you turn the power on after the save glitch, the game thinks you've just restarted from a death, and so it doesn't do any of the normal setup, which means that anything which was in memory, in this case the Dr. Mario, what he did with Dr. Mario is to set up some specific MP values. So these MP values are part of the arbitrary code execution, and as it happens, those just get carried over because Dragon Quest III doesn't reset itself. And I see swapping over to Final Fantasy 1, take 4 steps, immediately pull out the cart, replace it with Dragon Quest III again, and we're doing the same save glitch. And here the hero's name is kind of very glitched out there, but we don't worry about that because the hero's name doesn't matter for finishing the run. So now the final step of this glitch. Use Dr. Mario to set up the initial part of the arbitrary code execution. Then use Final Fantasy to put a glitched item into his inventory. This glitched item is what's going to trigger the arbitrary code execution. And now is setting up the final bit of the program using the item list. So what's going to happen is this item list is going to be a small program that says, set the game flag that says we won the game. And when he runs that program by using the glitched item, the game's just going to jump to the ending, and that is going to be the end of the run there. But we can see that both Pirohiko and Hichi took anything goes to its extreme and just really broke it open. So 50 seconds for Piro, just 50 seconds for creating the file to getting that final message. So over here on Bakuzero's screen, the upper right, we can see rearranging items here, purchasing the items. And you see the gold, of course, is stuck at 99999. That's because it's massively overflowed as part of the glitch. We see the hero just sort of always facing up because that's another bit of glitch data the game doesn't know what to do with. Bakuzero knows exactly what items to put in which order, and that is going to set up the final bit of arbitrary code execution. So, yeah, I will admit that Pirohiko and Hishi took me completely by surprise. I was not expecting to see anything like what we just saw here. So here it looks like Bakuzero is getting heading up to see if there's a chance that this glitch item does not work as expected. But we will see in just a moment. What do we get here? Okay, so the glitch has not occurred yet. So okay, I see. So Bakuzero saves there. Yes. Yeah. Apologies to all of your ears for the the music. As I mentioned, some of these consoles are do not produce quite the same sound as the original Famicom did. But here we go. We're looking for this glitched item, and okay, what happened? Okay, so when see if he's got it. If we see a specific message, we'll know that he's done. And it looks like did not happen this time. So what happens is Bakuzero is trying to throw away that item, and when he does that, he's holding specific buttons on the controller, and holding buttons on the controller is the final part of the arbitrary code execution, because that actually creates one of the addresses, one of the program addresses that the code needs to use. The using both controllers there creates the specific address of the final code, which is in the inventory of the characters. That was, you saw sorting the items around earlier, creating the final bit of the program in the inventory, and holding the controller buttons to tell the game that is where that bit of program is. Unfortunately, this particular glitched item doesn't always go to the same place, and so you have to kind of keep doing it until you get that final message. And it looks like it has not shown up yet. So this was going to be the big, the big luck part of the run, the big question of, okay, who's going to get this item first? But Pirohiko and Hichi just completely turned that on its head. So cross your fingers for Bakuzero. Hope that this comes off pretty quickly. At least the resets are nice and quick. So Dr. Dragon Fantasy 3. So you can come up with many many ways to describe this run, certainly. Oh, looks good, looks good. Yep. And there it is. Yep. And that's GG for Bakuzero. You could tell as soon as he reset because the screen was light, as in daytime, whereas normally in Tantegel it is dark because it's a dark world. Yeah. That was Dragon Quest III and Friends. Anything goes. I don't think we can even call it any % arbitrary code execution. This is just flat out the anything goes category now. That was pretty insane. Absolutely amazing what the the extent that to which these runners have gone to set up to force the Dragon Quest III program to do something it wasn't designed to do.
説明されると思うので、ぜひですね、そちらの方を見ていただければと思います。ではですね、ちょっと奏者の方呼んでみましょう。ヒッシーさん、バクゼロさん、ピロヒコさん。
Let's see if we get any interesting comments from the runners here.
最速記録が出たピロヒコさん、どうでしたか？
いや、一発で成功してよかったですね。
いや、あれすごいよ。
すごい。1分切ってるって。
理想通りの展開でした。
So Piriko is officially now the world record holder of this category, 50 seconds. So saying I'm glad that it worked the first time through. Very nervous while typing out the commands needed to do the run, but glad it worked out the first time. So as it happens, as Piriko is entering the commands, his phone rang. It's the unexpected distraction, but nonetheless was able to get through.
どうでしたでしょうか？
いやでも、とりあえず決まってよかったです。ちょっとドクターマリオがうまくいかないと失敗することがあるんで。
このチャートでの8分34
on Bakuzero's side,
いい記録なんじゃないですか？
saying that glad everything went well. So that this 8:34 is a good time for this route. He was worried about about Dr. Mario, whether that would go well or not, because that can be a key element of that first setup, and if that doesn't go well, that's a lot of time to reset through. Yep. Yeah, that is the Dragon Quest III Anything Goes category from RTA In Japan Winter 2021. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you all had a good laugh. I know I was. My mind was blown just watching what happened on those screens. Yep.
いろんなゲームでカセット内部のフラグを直接いじってゲーム開始したらゲームクリアができてしまう可能性があるんですね。なので今後アニメティカみたいにこれはもう禁止点になる可能性がある。
Quick comment from the commentator there that these sorts of things might happen in other games too. So if you are sufficiently adventurous, you may want to take a look. I personally, Vax heard, don't recommend these kinds of runs just because there is a risk of damaging your console or your cartridges or both. I know there are other games. I think one of the Zelda games had that issue. No, it was it Paper Mario? One of the 64 games I think had a similar thing recently, and I think it's cool when people find them. But just if you want to do it, take care with your consoles. They are it is these hardware. This can be fragile hardware. Take care of your consoles. Take care of stuff. But nonetheless, fascinating to see what these runners have done to the game. So yep, cursed music indeed. Yeah. I'll tell you, the cursed music is the reason I would not run this category. I don't want to be hearing that as I try to go through. But cool to see the innovations. So yep, I think that will do it for me. There's not much more I can talk about this amazing hardware. So yep, hope you all enjoyed that bit of demonstration, that bit of fun, and there's still a lot of runs to come in RTA Japan Winter 2021. So I hope you enjoy them. And that'll do it for me. Bye.
遊びをしている集団がいるよっていうぐらいの認識で結構ですので、また存在をね、僕らのことも許していただければなと思ってますので、今後ともどうぞよろしくお願いします。
そうですね、よろしくお願いします。スピードラン .com などで使われているのは基本的にはこんなことをしない、まっとうなって言ったらあれですけど、まっとうなチャートで走っている方々がちゃんといらっしゃるので。
ですね。
まあこっちはマットというよりはマットですからね。
マットなチャートですからね。
ということで、ドラゴンクエスト3 Any% 任意コード実行 RTA でした。続いての時間はですね、エディさんによるファイナルファンタジー6 Any% の時間となります。まあ ひろひこさんと並ぶ破壊神といえばエディさんということで、ぜひね、そのプレーを目に焼き付けてください。それでは皆様、ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございまし
ありがとうございま
た
し。た。
エディさん、準備時間少なくてごめん。
エディさんのは私も楽しみです。